Picture this. It is Friday night, you have ordered your favorite takeout, you finally sit down on the couch after a long week, and you open up your streaming app. Right there, on the home screen, there are thousands of new movies, acclaimed documentaries, and buzzy new series practically begging for your attention. You scroll for 20 minutes, paralyzed by the sheer volume of choices. And then, what do? You click on that same familiar sitcom, or that cozy mystery series, or that long-running drama for the 7th time. Your friends might tease you about it, calling you unadventurous or joking that you are stuck in a rut. But what if I told you that this seemingly lazy habit isn't a lack of imagination at all? It is actually a highly sophisticated psychological coping mechanism and a perfectly natural, deeply human response to the world we live in today. Let's talk about your brain on a typical Tuesday evening. Throughout the day, you have been making thousands of micro decisions. You have to decide what to wear, how to reply to that subtly passive-aggressive email, what to eat for lunch, and how to navigate rush hour traffic. By the time you finally collapse onto your sofa, your brain is experiencing what psychologists call decision fatigue. To watch a brand new show requires a surprisingly heavy cognitive load. You have to learn a whole new cast of characters, understand their complex relationships, figure out the unspoken rules of their universe, and invest yourself emotionally in an unpredictable outcome. Rewatching your favorite show, on the other hand, requires absolutely zero cognitive effort. It is the neurological equivalent of slipping into a warm bath. You already know the punchlines, you know who ends up together, and you know the world is fundamentally safe. Your brain is essentially putting its feet up and breathing a massive sigh of relief, finally able to say that it does not have to work anymore today. But this behavior goes much deeper than just mental exhaustion. We live in an era characterized by chronic uncertainty. The daily news cycle is chaotic, the economy is constantly shifting, and our personal lives are full of variables we simply cannot control. When the real world feels overwhelmingly unpredictable, your brain naturally seeks out environments where it knows exactly what is going to happen next. This is where the magic of the predictable plotline comes in. Knowing that the quirky couple will eventually figure it out, or that the clumsy protagonist will do something cringeworthy but ultimately harmless, gives us a profound sense of control. In psychology, this is known as emotion regulation. By returning to a narrative where the outcome is completely guaranteed, you are actively soothing your nervous system. You aren't just watching a television show, you are administering a digital hug to your own amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for processing fear and anxiety. You are creating a safe harbor in the storm. Then there's the beautiful human element, the simple fact that we are deeply social creatures. When you spend 6, 7, or 10 seasons with the exact same group of characters, your brain begins to process them, not as mere pixels on a screen, but as actual acquaintances. Psychologists call these parasocial relationships. Now, you logically know these people aren't real, but your subconscious does not always care about logic. When you hear the upbeat theme song of your favorite comfort show, your brain releases a gentle wave of dopamine and oxytocin. These are the exact same neurochemicals that flood your system when you hang out with old, dear friends. In a modern world where maintaining adult friendships can be deeply exhausting and where scheduling a simple coffee date can take 3 weeks of texting back and forth, returning to your favorite fictional universe provides instant, low-stakes companionship. These characters never judge you, they never cancel on you, and they are always exactly where you left them. There's also a quiet, almost philosophical sort of time travel happening when we hit replay. Think about who you were the very first time you watched your comfort show. Maybe you were navigating your freshman year of college, or living in your first wildly overpriced apartment, or just trying to get through a really tough breakup. When you rewatch those specific episodes, you aren't just revisiting the characters, you are visiting a past version of yourself. This is the profound power of nostalgia. It anchors us, it reminds us of our own timeline, and gently shows us how far we have come. You might watch a scene that made you cry 5 years ago and realize it doesn't hurt anymore. Or you might laugh at a joke that you finally have the life experience to understand. The show stays exactly the same, which perfectly highlights the myriad ways in which you have grown, healed, and changed. It acts as a mirror to your own evolution. So, the next time you find yourself hovering over the play button on the pilot episode of a critically acclaimed, dark new drama, only to inevitably retreat to the familiar embrace of Season 3, Episode 4 of your favorite sitcom, I want you to give yourself a break. You are not being boring, and you certainly aren't wasting your time. You are actively practicing self-care. You are honoring your tired brain's need for rest, regulating your emotions in a chaotic world, and spending quality time with old friends who make you feel completely safe. It is a beautiful, necessary thing to seek comfort in the familiar. I would absolutely love to know what your ultimate comfort show is, the one you can practically quote in your sleep, so let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed exploring the quirky, wonderful ways our minds work, consider subscribing to keep learning together. Until next time, go ahead and hit play on that familiar episode. Your brain will thank you for it.